Welcome to It's a Piece of Cake. In this tutorial I'm going to show you many simple ways where you can make these chocolate baskets, buckets at home. So the first one I'm going to show you is just this plastic bucket that I've got. You can get this in most craft shops or plenty of places you can get it. And I've put some tempered chocolate in there and I'm moving the chocolate around just in a nice circular motion so I can get an even coating of this chocolate onto the bucket. Then I'm going to pour out the excess chocolate and then pop it in the fridge to set. Once it's set, we're going to repeat the same process again. Put your tempered chocolate in there and move it around to get our second coat. That's just to make this chocolate bucket thick. So when we remove it from the plastic mold, it's not going to break, because if your chocolate's thin, it can break. So once you've done the second coating, pour out the excess chocolate, pop it in the fridge and let it completely set and get hard. Once your chocolate is really firm, it should be really easy to get out of the mold. Just put some pressure on the top of it and it should just release. If your chocolate isn't releasing from the mold, it means it's still not set. And then you'll get that beautiful pattern of whatever shape or whatever design you've got on your bucket will basically be on your chocolate. So that's the really simple bucket way. Another way you can do it is if you have any plastic disposable containers. Now I'm just drizzling some chocolate onto this one, letting that chocolate set just about 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to pour, once that chocolate has set, I'm going to pour some white chocolate onto this one, and that's just going to give us a marbled effect. So pop that aside, let that set for a little bit, and then pour your melted white chocolate. Now my white chocolate's quite warm, so that warm white chocolate will melt the milk chocolate, and then it just gives you this really beautiful marble effect. And obviously the more you move it around, the warmth of the chocolate and the warmth of your hand will really melt that milk chocolate. So this is another way to get a really nice easy pattern, and you're doing the same process, doing the one coat and then popping it in the fridge to set, and then you're going to do the second coat. You can get away with doing one coat. I normally just do the one coats, but if you're new to working with chocolate, it's really important to probably do the second coat. That way it will make it more easier to get them out of the mold without breaking. And always neaten up the ends of your molds, because the top parts, you have to always have them nice and neat and clean, otherwise the chocolate will be stuck onto your plastic container. So just the rim of whatever you're using, just clean up the rim of it with your spoon, a knife, spatula, anything that you can, just to get a nice even neat rim like that I'm doing there. Pop it in the fridge, let it set, and once it has set again, put a bit of pressure on the bottom of it, and then it will release from the plastic and you'll get that really beautiful marbled effect. This is one of my favorite ones. I really love this effect that you get on the chocolates. Then just to make the inside match with the outside, you can, if you wanted to, drizzle some chocolate inside the bucket so it works evenly. So what I'm going to do is again have some tempered chocolate in a piping bag and just do some kind of shapes in the middle just so it blends in nicely. But of course, because you're going to have your bucket filled, you don't have to do this. But I like to always have the insides kind of match the outside. Now another way of doing it with the same plastic containers is, if you want that pattern to actually show, so not marbled, is put your tempered chocolate, whichever design you want to do, pop it in the fridge for about a good 10-15 minutes till the chocolate is completely solid and also the actual container becomes cold. And then when you're pouring your white chocolate, make sure it's not too warm, so it's kind of gone to room temperature, and that way it won't melt the milk chocolate. And don't move it around too much with your hands, because the warmth of your hand can also melt that milk chocolate. That's why I'm just going to do the corners with a piping bag and then pop it in the fridge to set. Once it's set, the second coat you can just do however you want to, because the milk chocolate won't melt after the first coat. And then there you go. That way it holds its pattern. So that's another way of doing the same thing, but obviously for the milk chocolate to be not marbled into it. And then again, I'm adding some chocolate design in the middle of it. This is probably my favorite one, and this is one that anyone can do, because you can use any container or bowl or any shape that you've got and wrap it with foil. And then once you've wrapped it with foil, just do the exact same process again. First coat, pour out the excess chocolate, and then do the second coat. So this, I like the foil pattern. I think it's really, really nice. It gives the chocolate a really good texture, a really nice texture. And it's something like I said, any mold that you've got at home, any bowl, anything that you've got, you can do that with it. The corners, I'm just adding some chocolate with a piping bag. I've popped it in the fridge to set, and now I'm doing the second coat. So with the second coat, I'm just using a spatula because this bowl is quite huge, and it's just much easier to just kind of spread the chocolate out with that. And once I've got my second coat, I'm going to pop it in the fridge. Now I'm going to actually put some chocolate around the rim of it. And why I'm doing this is because I'm going to stick some foil onto the rim, because when I remove it, I want the rim to have the same texture or shape or pattern as the rest of the basket. So I've got the foil, putting it around the corners, and I'm going to wrap it all through the sides of the corners. Like I said, that's just going to give me that same pattern on the top part of the mould as well. Once you've done that, you're going to pop it in the fridge too. Again, exact same process with every single mould that we're using. I'm trying to kind of use moulds that you can have, or you most likely have at home, so it's something that you can do on the day. And then once it's set, get someone to hold the container for you while you use the foil to lift it off. And then once you've got it off, it's just, this is the annoying part, is getting all that foil off it. So you're just going to take your time just to peel all that foil off. If you get some corners, use a knife to help you, or a toothpick to pull them away. But once you've got all the foil, if you have a good quality thick foil, it works a lot better. Mine's quite thin, so it's a bit annoying to pull away. But if your foil's a nice thick foil, it should peel off a lot more faster. And then you'll get that beautiful imprint onto your bowl, which is my personal favourite. I think that design looks really cute. Then you can leave your chocolate as is, or you can spray it with a little bit of non-stick cooking spray, and then just use some gold powder onto it. And then the gold powder, if you just brush it on, it gives you that beautiful gold. It almost looks like a foil kind of wrapper. So you just brush it on. So like I said, just spray it with a little bit of non-stick cooking spray, and then put the powder directly onto it. And these gold powders are available in all cake decorating shops. And obviously you can get plenty of colours. So once you put the powder onto it, you'll get that beautiful gold foil kind of wrapper, which I really love. That looks really cute to me. Another way you can do them, which is I think the easiest way, is using paper cups. So you can use paper cups, paper buckets, cupcake cases, anything that's with paper. That's the easiest ones to do. So if you're probably newer, probably do this one. So I'm doing the exact same thing. With the paper ones, I'm only going to do the one coat. So they're going to be very thin, but they release really easy from paper. So do the one coat, pop them in the fridge. But if you're a beginner, I'd recommend to do the two coats. Do the exact same thing, move it around. With paper, any type of paper, bucket or cup or whatever you find, it's a very, very, very good and easy starting point, because the chocolate releases really easy from it. So I've got here a giant popcorn bucket as well. And like I said, with the paper ones, just doing the one coat. So you're doing the same thing, move it all around, even coating. Then you're going to pop it in the fridge to completely set. And I've got also a tin here, so you can also do them on tins. The tin probably would be the hardest one, so I'd probably leave that for last. So I'm doing the second coat. I found that with the tin, it takes a bit of pressure to really release it, but you can still do it with tins as well, and just you have to leave it in the fridge for a little bit longer as well. So with the paper, remove all the excess chocolate you have on the rim so it's not stuck onto the paper. Push it down, and then it just comes right out, and then you get that really nice, beautiful, solid chocolate. Like I said, with the paper, just really, really easy. Just push it down, and then it just releases completely out of the paper. You can even rip the paper out if you wanted to. So that's with the paper. Now with the tin, you have to put a bit of pressure, like pull it away with your hands, hold the tin tight, and then it just kind of pulls away, and then you get that pattern. With the tin one, I'm going to do the same as I did before, is spray it with a little bit of non-stick cooking spray, and then I'm going to brush on some powder. So here I'm going to use some bronze and copper, and that just gives you a very beautiful, I personally love using these dusts on them. I think that gives them a really beautiful, nice texture, something different, and they're very, very easy to use because you're just brushing it onto them directly. So that's another way to do them. Really, like I said in this tutorial, I've kind of went for everyday kind of things you might have at home and just show you how easy it is. And obviously, if you're making this, make sure that your chocolate is always tempered, or you're using a compound chocolate. And that's just a very easy way to get these chocolate buckets at home. So if you did enjoy this video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, or if you have any ideas for other videos, let me know in the comments below. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a lovely Easter. I will have one more tutorial before Easter. So take care, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.